Keeping your files and folders organized in Google Drive is simple and easy. However, you will have to keep on top of it, as you will probably gather quite a number of files and folders in a short amount of time. This video is going to give you a few ideas on how to help keep yourself organized in Google Drive. In this folder you can see 2 folders and 3 files. We can add files to folders by clicking on the file individually and dragging them to either file. Likewise, I can click on a file, hold down the Control key, and select other files to also drag and drop into a folder. If I click the first file in a list of files and hold down the Shift key, it will select all of the files in between the first and the last file, and then I can drag all of those selected files into a folder. If I go into folder 2, I can see that all 3 files are in folder 2. In my breadcrumbs toolbar, I'll go back to the main file and see that folder 1 is empty. Instead of dragging or dropping, I can select the files I want, right mouse click and choose Move To, and then select the folder that I wish to move it to. I then just click the Move Here button, and they are all there. It is possible to have copies of files in multiple locations. To do this, I will select a file and I will hold down the Shift key plus the letter Z, and I will be prompted to say where I want to put the file. I'll go into my Google Drive and I will put a copy of this file into folder 1 and click Add Here. If I go back to the parent folder and go back to folder 1, I see there's file 3 inside of folder 1, and file 3 also is in folder 2. When I make changes to file 3, it will also be changed in the other copy inside of folder number 1. And you can see that what I typed in the other copy of file 3 is also here. So it is important to make sure that you put the files where people who have access to it will not create problems for the version in the other files. Another thing that you can do is change colors. If I click on folder 1 and right mouse click, I can choose change color. I can change this to blue, and I can change folder 2 to red, and that will help me visually see what I have in my Google Drive. Another good idea to help organize your drive is to use punctuation marks and numbers. As you can see, this file folder starts with an exclamation point, while the folders below it start with the numbers 1, 2, 3, and so on. Single-digit numbers should be used with a leading 0 so that Google Drive will properly order the numbers. Punctuation marks are always listed before numbers, so that can give you an idea on how you can organize your files. Another thing that you want to make sure you do is when somebody shares a file or folder with you, it will show in the Shared With Me area. If you select the file folder, you might see an icon up here that says Add to My Drive. If you click it, you will be offered the option to organize it. By doing so, it will put it into a folder that you select. And click Move Here. Notice that it does not disappear out of the Shared With Me, but it does go into the folder to where you moved it. And here it is. Another thing you can do to help find your files easily is to take advantage of the starred section of your Google Drive. To add files to your starred section, simply find the file that you wish to add. I will use the YouTube file that I just added to my drive. I will click it one time and right mouse click and choose Add Star. When I do that, it will show up in my starred area. Here it is. Hopefully, these tips will help you keep your Google Drive organized.